I have heard that you're a candidate for the next St. Paul Police Chief, and I was just wondering if that's true. Are you truly going to go for it?
Yes, I am.
That's good to hear.
I think that I have been with the department, it's 26 years, and the department has been a great home for me, and it has been, not only the department but the city has given me so much to help define who I am, and I'm a better person for that, I'm a better mom for that, and I think it's my chance to give back. That I think I have some skills and some tools that I can actually take our great department and actually continue to move us forward. And so I'd like the opportunity to do that. I was the DR Dispute Resolution Center, which is a nonprofit in the city. I've sat as their board chair, and so I was on their board for many years, and absolutely believe in the process. Absolutely believe that sitting down and having that conversation, not only, and it can be used for, I think, minor crimes too, with juveniles especially, that if it's not up to that level where it needs incarceration, it's not truly violent, that it's a danger to our society, that we have an opportunity that, and I've seen it, where the kids are accountable to their behaviors, and when they face that victim and they hear from the victim, it's now not just the garage that I took something out of, it's Sally's face. And I think that impact is huge on changing lives. And
the law enforcement community is known for its own internal loyalty, the Blue Code of Honor. How does one balance that loyalty with leadership and with accountability?
I think that certainly there is a camaraderie and as you put it, a code of honor. Partly because sometimes we see the worst in people, and so the other officers understand what you're going through, and I think that develops through time. Certainly that can get out of control. I mean, when it's not kept in check, I think that can lead to an us versus them mentality. So I think really both the formal leaders, the administrative teams and the management teams, and the informal leaders really have to take that culture and keep molding it. And as we bring new people into our culture, we have to teach that certainly we support each other, you know, because you see the worst of humankind, unfortunately. You also see the best of humankind, and you have to balance that. And sometimes, you know, as a new officer, you start on midnights a lot. So let's face it, there's not many people out at 4 in the morning, and if they are, sometimes they're committing crimes. So I think you can easily fall into that. And so I think we really have to, first of all, continue to mold that culture, that we are the best of the best, and this is what we bring. But I think also when there's a step out, because we've heard it, you know, in our own city, and we've heard it in other cities, that an officer steps over that line. And there has to, number one, with the integrity of the department, officers have to feel it's their responsibility to step up and say, not okay, you crossed the line. Citizens have to feel that our processes are transparent enough that they can safely come and say, this officer stepped out of line, I need help, and that we know that we'll take it seriously. And then as a management team, as the leader of this department, we must hold those people accountable to the fullest extent. And if that infraction of using your powers for personal benefit, or God forbid to harm someone, that's just truly unacceptable, and that tone has to be cut right then, right there, quickly, efficiently, and I mean expeditiously, that this is not acceptable practice. And I think that as long as it's quick and we explain it, not only does the culture itself within the police department go, okay, the lines have been drawn of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, this won't be tolerated, and she means business, but I think it leads credence to the public trust that, yes, they are a community in and of themselves, but they are part of the greater community, and they will not, the department will not allow someone to step on someone's individual human rights and follow a code of blue conduct that's inappropriate behavior for any group. You know, we as a police officer have a great deal of power. Therefore, there must be a great deal of restraint and respect for that power. And as a chief and a team that chief puts together, that has to implicitly be clear to all members of the department of what the expectation is for that and what the outcomes of violating that will be. I think we can do a better job of selling ourselves. I really do. I mean, getting people to know that we're not just the people that go and arrest the bad guys. We don't do a good job of that. And we'd even talked about, you know, when even in the law enforcement community, we don't do that well. That you see a lot of these departments, for lack of a better term, tooting your own horn, selling your, you know, your products and what you're doing. We're selling what service, look what we do. We don't do that very well. We really don't. And I don't know why we don't do a better job. I think part of it is that I like to think it's that we're not so egocentric that we believe we can always do a better job, so that we're not seeing that we've done this perfect project and we need to tell the world about it. We just, you know, quietly go on and see how we can do better next time.
So let's pretend you've been St. Paul Police Chief, and now it's the end of your term. What are the accomplishments that people are going to describe at the end of your term?
There are a couple that are very important to me. One of the big ones would be to say at the end of my term that the department that I leave, that the community trusts it more, that the processes are more transparent, so that we become a true community partner, that we have taken community policing and stepped it out of its box and redefined it, so that we truly are integrated right with the community, that not only are we the enforcers of the law, but we are the partners, we are the neighbors, we are the troubleshooters. Everyone says we need lower crime rates. But I think we have to take that path, because we have seen lower crime rates in the last 3 years. I mean, we have, as a city, we are doing a good job of that. But I want to be able to say, we know why. Because we have looked at why did burglaries go down in this area of town. I think we need to dig into that, not only with data, but also with talking to community members, because if we don't know why it happened, when something goes wrong, we'll never be able to know how to fix it again. Or will we just keep doing the same old thing over and over and over again? So I would hope that I would bring that degree of, we measure what we do, we find out why crime has gone down, and then we can apply that in variances to different places for longer term solutions in communities when things pop up. So that would certainly be a legacy. I also, Chief Harrington has done a very good job with domestic violence. We all believe that there is no place for domestic violence, because not only does it harm the parties involved, it harms the family. The kids, the little kids, even if they're not a party to the physical harm, it scars them, it defines them. So, you know, we've got the blueprint process right now that we are engaging, and as part of my legacy, I would love to see that we move that farther, that we become holistic, that we bring in our partners from the social services and the education piece of saying, how do we stop this so that this child remains whole and then has the ability to do whatever they can dream of, that they're not limited because of what they have lived with domestic violence and seen what had happened in the family and feel like they have no way out. So that certainly would be a legacy. How do we move that forward? So I think three real simple things, but they're going to take a lot of hard work, but I think they're doable, and I think we have the people in the department with the heart that can make that doable and to work with the community to actually make this place even better than we are.